Right now, Western Province's rugby financial woes continue after its commercial arm applied for and obtained a provisional liquidation order on the 7th of this month. Sponsors are now threatening to pull out in the middle of November after Remgro Sport Investment Limited, who own almost 25% of Western Province Rugby, apparently had to pay players and employee salaries for October. Western Province Rugby, however, seem determined not to allow private business to buy a sizable stake in the company going forward.
Western Province, one of the most famous rugby brands in the world, remain clouded in a financial mire. Liquidation can be a confusing and a drawn-out process, and the players should be concerned.
My main fears are the players. At the end of the day, they contracted to the professional arm, which is Western Province Pty Limited. And even though Thela Wakefield in his press release states that they will honour those obligations, there's no legal right for him to do that. At the end of the day, it's a contract between the player and Western Province Pty Limited, and if that company is going to be provisionally liquidated, I think I'd be very, very worried if I was a player.
Yes, I think that concern is obviously there. What we've done as a first step as a players' organisation is to get a guarantee in place to give the players that comfort that payment will be forthcoming. And then obviously what we do, the return date for the final order is the 12th of December. So we're waiting to see whether that order will be granted, and I think then we'll take it from there.
New SARU President Mark Alexander has proposed to restructure South African rugby by offering a big shareholding equity for companies and businesses. If approved, it will lead to financial stability and stop the exodus of players.
I think you have to look at the model from the UK, where you will see that sort of businessmen, their companies have a significant stake in a rugby union or rugby club, and that's when you're going to get professional people, business people come to run the union or the rugby club on a professional basis. In the day, it's a business.
Mark is definitely making the right noises at this stage, and I think he mentioned that they want to up the equity partnership maybe to 74%, and I think it makes sense for business people to be involved with business.
Western Province Rugby, however, is owned by 90 clubs who are the shareholders and own 75.1% of the company. They and the administrators seem stubborn to change the status quo and possibly lose control and allow business and professional people to run rugby like a business. Western Province Rugby have put all their faith in new CEO Paul Zacks. It's already strike one. Strike two will mean no other option but for professional business people to come in and rescue the ship. Craig Murray, SABC News, Cape Town.